Well, good morning folks, and welcome to another video. This is Bush Pilots of Botswana, Africa, video number 4. Today we're at Maun as usual. Well, today we're going to fly to Lebala, which is a camp about 92 miles north of here. Take about 50 minutes, but obviously it won't be quite that long because I will edit the video for you, so it won't be boring. Interesting one this, because the airport located in Flight Simulator is wrong. They've named it wrong, and the 4-letter code is wrong. The 4-letter code and the airport they name refers to a major strip somewhere in the east of the Namibian border. But thankfully I've managed to find the strip by using latitude longitude location. Had a look around the area. It looks beautiful. We've actually by the wetlands as well, so you'll get to see the wetlands. Not sure we're going to find the camp, but we'll do a little exploratory flight before we land, so that you can have a look at the wetlands and maybe we'll see whether we can find anything. But it should be a nice flight. We'll get into the air. We'll take off on runway 8 again today, a left turn, and climbing up to 4,500 feet, subject to the clouds. Which should be high enough for us to be okay, and then we'll track along, and then I'll give you some more information and some more facts and figures as we fly, and interspersed in the video you'll see some pictures of the camp, which looks pretty impressive. Anyway, so here we are. Aircraft is ready. As you can see, I'm trying yet another airplane. This is another Bergen delivery that looks really quite nice. I'll find a way to change the registration to a Botswana registration, which begins with Alpha 2. But it looks nice out here, so let's get taxiing out to the airfield, to the runway, and let's get in the air. Right, nice little paint scheme on this aircraft. But let's see if we can get her safely in the air. My controls are still a little bit on the snappy side, but something I'll have to try and sort out. The real problem is the rudder control. Rudder control is very sensitive. So it's early morning here in Maun. It's just after 6:30, around 6:35 AM. Thought we'd do an early start. And if you watch my other videos, as I've told you, they only fly between the hours of sunrise and sunset. It's all VFR out here, no radio beacons, VORs, NDBs. It's just literally all seat of the pants VFR flying, and there is no flying after sunset or before sunrise. And once again we're in the Cessna 172 Classic. Okay, we're all clear, ready to go. Let's do it. Okay, mixture is slightly leaned out because we're at a higher elevation, over 3,000 feet. Airspeed to live. Trying to stay in the middle of the runway. It's really sensitive controls here. Look at Maun there. Okay, let's turn on track. Flaps up. We are going to 4,500 feet, as I've said. Looks like a nice morning. And yeah, we're going into the, once again, into the Okavango Delta. There's Maun. Scrub below us as usual. Well, here we are at 4,500 feet. Cloud base looks okay, we're on track. 83.5 miles to go, and they're saying 44 minutes. So I think we've got a bit of a wind here. We're making a reasonable speed, 113 knots. So we've got a headwind. But yeah, we're on course. I'm heading out to Lebala in the Quando Game Reserve. Huge place. We'll have some facts and figures in a minute. In the meantime, let's show you a couple of views around the Delta here at this time of the day. Well, it is rather nice out here. A little bit bumpy and windy this morning. Often it is. As you can see, I was still looking really hard for any sign of animal life. Just beggars belief how you can have a place like Botswana, a country known for its wildlife. Looking all over the place, we have a simulator that has animals in it, you know, for the first time, and there's nothing out here. However, maybe that will be corrected. We'll see. A little bit hazy out here early in the morning. It's quite normal. But the train looks as nice as ever. Still looking for animal life or any signs of activity down there. Doesn't seem to be happening though. But the scrub does look really nice. Okay, just over 70 miles to run. Let's see. Let's give you some information here. Let's discuss some bits and pieces. Okay, the word Lebala means wide open spaces, and Lebala camp is only one of 2 camps located within the Kwando Reserve, which is a huge game reserve over 896 square miles, and it's totally private and unfenced. It's a wilderness. Lebala camp, according to my information, sits literally just north of the airstrip, just maybe a mile or 2 north. As before, transfers are by vehicle after landing into the camp. The camp itself sits on the floodplains of the Kwando River, and it's home to zebra, wildebeest, impala, giraffe, hippo and buffalo, and many more that come on a regular basis through late November, December, right the way through till early March. The simulator actually shows it as Katima Mulilo Airstrip or Airport with an ICAO code of Foxtrot Yankee Kilo Whiskey. This is wrong, this is incorrect in the sim. From what I've been able to discover, that Katima Mulilo Airport is located in Namibia, and it's way east of the Botswana-Namibia border, and it's a much more substantial airport than it is a strip. So the research I've done suggests that Lebala camp has its own airstrip, simply known as Lebala. That's what it was referred to as in the Bush Pilot series I saw on TV. And it's literally right next to the reserve, right next to the camp. Lebala camp, well, consists of 9 custom designed tents. Now actually you'll see in the pictures, they are tents, but they're pretty substantial wooden things with mosquito nets built into them. They've actually got walls. They're all custom built. There are 9 of them. And each tent has its own viewing deck, bathroom and outside double showers, so quite luxurious. The main camp itself includes a small swimming pool, often known as a plunge pool, communal fireplace and dining area with a bar. They've got a curio shop, bar and lounge, and lots of little places for you to go out and take photographs as well. They also have a family tent with a twin bedroom so parents and children can sleep together, which is quite nice. Sort of activities you can do out there, well, you do game drives during the day, during the night as well, and off-road. They have walking safaris, and they use guides and a tracker. They've actually got 3 land cruisers on site with a maximum occupancy of 6 people per cruiser. So a little bit more about this reserve. It's known as the Kwando Concession. It's in northern Botswana. It's private. There's only 2 camps. The other camp is Lagoon Camp, which is to the north. There's a labyrinth of waterways, reed beds, islands, floodplains, bush strips, scrub and trees. And you've got the Kwando River that's south flowing. Lebala itself sits on the floodplain with the marshland to the east. Now the one thing I've discovered in the simulator, okay, not so easy to find Lebala camp like we did in the other video, but the bush strip is there, looks quite okay, and to the east of the strip, yes, there is indeed huge marshlands full of water for us to go and fly over and explore. So we'll do that. We'll fly over and have a look, and you'll be able to see. So flight time from Maun, yeah, it's about 45 minutes normally in the faster airframe. We're in the Cessna 172. Typically the bush pilots use the Cessna 206, 207 and the Caravan, which fly a little bit faster than the 172. I'm at normal sort of cruising speed with an RPM of about 24. Don't really want to push it to the max, although I probably could. It's giving us ground speed at the moment, 113 knots, which isn't too bad at all. So Lebala again is one of the camps owned by the Kwando organisation, details of which will appear in the video as well, and probably mostly at the end. And they have a number of camps in the Okavango Delta and the Miremi Game Reserve, and up here on the border with Botswana. From Lebala camp, they're actually not too far from Livingston and then on to Victoria Falls. I might at some point have another look at Victoria Falls. Those of you who've seen my video about it, so I saw how disappointed I was when I saw the falls. They've not been recreated that well at all. We've obviously had simulation updates since then, so maybe it's time to go back and have another look. I just love the colours on the ground, and the terrain looks stunning, looks really nice. And I quite like this new aircraft as well. We're going to have to change the registration to something like Alpha 2 Victor Alpha Papa would be nice. Just lovely countryside, very nice indeed. I wish we had some animals. So we're doing okay, just under 55 miles to run. Clock is saying about 29 minutes, so I think we've got a headwind. One thing I've learned about this area, there is quite a lot of diversity. Okay, a couple of our flights, most of our flights have gone pretty much north into the delta out of Maun, and the train looks similar on pretty much every flight, but there are minor differences, and I really just like the way it's presented, because it looks real, and having seen the Bush Pilot series on TV, I can attest to that. And it's fascinating country. You kind of wonder that wouldn't it be nice if Asobo put some bits and pieces down there to discover, even if some animals or something. There is the odd building scattered, dotted about here and there. But I haven't seen any animals to date, or any sign of any animals, which is a real pity. But really fascinating place to fly in. Weather makes it just look so much better as well. And yep, pretty soon we'll be arriving at Lebala. Okay, fascinating this is. Well, we've got about 50 miles to go, so rather than bore you with too much with this, I'm going to just splice the video out here, and you come back to me a little bit further down the flight. So see you in a little bit. Well, welcome back folks, after that brief respite. We're, as you can see, we're about 8 minutes out now, and you can see the wetlands ahead. This is a huge area. The Kwando River runs through it, and just off to the west side of the wetlands is the airstrip. So what we'll do is we'll identify the strip, but we'll continue on into the wetland, and we'll reduce altitude so we can come down and have a closer look. As you can see, the topography itself has changed. looking quite different. The bush and the scrub, it's more scrub than bush, looking quite different now. And the sun's getting higher in the sky. So from the GPS, looks like we're going to be passing 2 strips on the way. Right, supposedly there's 2 of them. We're literally going to be going almost right over one. So we're coming up to them. Difficult to spot, but let's have a look. And here's the other one. Both concrete runways, or look like it anyway. Looks like there's a few strips around here, according to the GPS. So 6 miles to run. So we're going to come right so we can have a look at the strip, and then we'll go out into the wetlands. That looks stunning, does it not? This is the southern part of the excuse me, southern part of the Coando Reservation, Game Reserve. Again, the terrain is very different than before. So this is Lebala airstrip. Now supposedly the camp is around here to the north. So we just go across the western edge of the wetlands here. Just see what we can see. We can see some roads and tracks, what to call them that. But again, this is really beautiful the way this has been done. Been captured really nicely. There's the airstrip. Really not entirely sure where the camp is. There are some buildings down here, but I don't think this is part of the camp. Could be, but they're the wrong sort. I mean, this could be here. Can't see a plunge pool. But doesn't this look incredible? So we're now right up on the Namibian border. Stunning. Very beautiful. Amazing countryside here. Okay, so we'll do a U-turn now, come back across on the eastern side, western side rather, and head in for a landing. Now bring it down to 4,000 feet. Just stunning coastal features, really, just amazing, beautiful. So we're going to come in west of the field, this is supposedly where the camp is, but I don't really have much hope of finding the camp or the buildings. find the airport easy, but when I looked earlier, no sign really of the camp where it should be. So coming down to 4,000 and we'll go into slow flight. Where are the animals? There should be crocodiles down there as well. Okay, coming into slow flight. Stand by. Take the autopilot off. Okay, flat one. See if we can make another decent landing. Think I'm a bit high, but I'm okay. Full flaps. No sign at all of the camp. But this is the airstrip at Lebala. Yes, not bad. Let's go to the end of the strip. As you can see, yet another bush strip. It's a bit different. This appears to be having a hard surface. And you've got some aeroplanes and bits and pieces here. There's fuel here. In the real world there isn't. But there you go. Looks very quaint. Well, welcome to Lebala. Hope you enjoyed the flight. I tried to cut out some of the boring bits and tried to show you some of the terrain along the way as well, and some useful facts and figures. So we'll leave you with a couple of views, aerial views around the strip and the locality, and yeah, there we go. Okay folks, thank you very much for joining me on this little flight out to Lebala airstrip. Lebala is 92 miles north of Maun. It's around about a 45-50 minute flight. As I've said before, the high rolling guests arrive into Johannesburg and are ferried up to Maun by Air Botswana, and from then on the bush pilots take them out to the various camps. So there'll be possibly up to 6 or 7 people in an aeroplane, a bush plane coming out here, and then they'll be met by a 4x4. The Bala camp has 3 land cruisers, so one of them would come out and pick up the guests and take them into the camp, and there they would stay. Can't seem to find any current prices at the moment for overnight stays in this camp, but you can bet that they're going to be upwards of around £800 a night, something like that, although I don't know what the situation is now that we're in COVID. But anyway, thank you for joining me on this. Hope you've enjoyed it and it's been interesting for you. If you like this kind of video, I'm in the middle of a series at the moment. This is Bush Pilot Strip number 4. We'll be doing a 5th one where I'll probably go out on the long flight out to Kasane, which is way in the north. And but we've got a couple to do, so if you like this kind of thing, please like and subscribe. It costs you nothing at all, but really helps my channel. Just takes a few seconds to click the bell to be notified of when the next video goes up. I normally produce 1 a week on a Sunday. Sometimes I do a couple more than that, depends what I've got available. I also fly adventures in the big tin in Prepare 3D around the world for the various virtual airlines that I fly for. And I also do scenery reviews, one of which was put up earlier than on Sunday as well, just gone. So I also have a website, virtualairlinepilot.org. If you want to find out more about me, visit the site and have a look at my page, and you'll find out a little bit about my former career. I'm now retired. And as I said, thank you for your support, and if you're going to subscribe, I really appreciate that. This whole thing is very new to me, but it's my attempt to bring the enjoyment I get from flying in the simulated world to you, the viewer. So thanks again, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again on the next video. This is Lee signing off for the moment. Goodbye for now.